Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Dubshot, a live action D&D game with all baristas. I am Renee, your dungeon master, and with me is Bela,
Who plays Val?
PE,
Buka.
and Jordan.
Pierce.
Last we left off, our party was finally able to communicate with Hekian about the conversation that they had with Lena on top of the ship. Once they realized that the Crystal Talons knew a surprising amount of information about Hekian and his business enterprise, they decided finally to head back to the castle and fill in Helena and Weaver about all the information they had found out. They made a plan to try and find a way to lure Pyre out. They seemed to be hunting for magical items, and after a conversation with her father, Val knows that her family has a mine that they own, and this might be the best opportunity to get their hands on some items. The plan is to head to Lake Elder, which is about a week's journey away, and the party rests up before their big journey the next morning. And that is where we are now. At this point, you guys are all staying in your respective homes as you guys get your long rest before the journey. Buka, you are the furthest away, and so you will probably end up having to wake up the earliest, but you wake up to like a fairly overcast day. It's that weird kind of light in the morning where there's like a lot of like gray and purple hues kind of coming through the window, but it's still fairly dark.
Nice. I think I awake with excitement and also a racking nervousness. And I start going through my room and trying to make sure I have packed up all the things that I need for this journey, right? So I go for my rapier, and that's about it. So then I get out the door and I go downstairs down into the tavern with my pack and my extra pair of one shirt and one pants and no socks. It is early, but I guess the bar is technically 24 hours, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a whole tavern, and so yeah. As you go, you're heading downstairs at this point,
Yeah.
and as you are making your way downstairs, it's fairly quiet at this point. You don't really see much of anybody. You do see like a random, just kind of like drunk individual on the other end of the bar, just head on the counter as everything's being wiped down. But you do see Hecken in his corner.
Oh, nice. I think I take a look at the patron in the corner, and do I recognize him?
That one you've seen him a couple times. You might have chatted with him, but most of the time he's so belligerent that he's also been sharing like different names every single time. He's like, I'm Tommy, I'm Timothy,
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert.
Good job, Roberthy. And I'm gonna head over to Heckin's booth, and I'm gonna kind of stand at the edge of the table and breathe deeply and sort of a sigh and go, "Hey."
He looks up, just bags under his eyes. Yeah, good. Looks out. Good morning, Buka.
Heckin, were you sleeping here?
Have you ever seen me sleep?
No. Which is
So
why I
no.
don't know if you lie down when you sleep or if you sleep sitting up.
So the mystery continues.
He's so good. Okay. Anyway, Heckin, we are about to embark on our journey, and I wanted to double check that my time off request was approved. I think I'm going to be gone for about 2 weeks at least, and maybe longer. I can't promise anything. This is my first time going on a mission outside of town.
No, of course. Everything's approved, Buka. This is still a job, Buka. I expect if you can find out some information while you're out there with your friends from the crown about what's going on with my business.
Oh, of
From
course.
what you shared, the Crystal Talons seem to be poking their claws in local politics, and I don't know if I quite like that.
You know I've never been one for politics or anything like that, but I'll definitely do my best. Your success is my success, sir.
I appreciate that, Buko. You've been good. You've been Loyal, he yawns. No, but that's the only thing I request, and then come back in as quickly as you can. He like pauses. Like it pains him to say it. Missed here.
Buka
Not
yelps a
by
little
me.
bit.
Not by
Oh,
me. But
no, of course not, sir. No,
yeah.
of course not. Mm.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
if Buka had cheeks, you would see him blush a little. Um, thank you, sir. I know my mission, and I promise I will do my absolute best. There is one more thing I need to speak to you about, though, and I know you've been extremely kind with my PTO and my extended time off. That's not really time off. I guess I'm going on a job, but then this is for my shifts at the bar. I'm not quite sure how this works, but I'm still working, but I'm not. Anyway, my mom. I need to make sure that she's still doing okay.
understood. Yes, I will. What's his? I'll send Hector to go in and keep an eye on her.
Thank you for this, and I shake the coin bag. And thank you for looking after my mom while I'm gone. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of like waves you. All right, go away.
And I wave him away back, but I think it's a way to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Looks at you quizzically. You start heading out the door. As you are heading out, you can take like one look back, like one last look back. And as you look, already Heckin's eyes have closed as he is just like fully sitting, arms crossed. And you like it's kind of hard because you're at a distance, but there's like a gentle like snoring.
Yeah.
But you're able to head on out.
Nice.
Cool. You start making your way to the castle. Pierce, at this point, as you wake up, you're just used to waking up fairly early. You do smell coffee though. Smell of coffee in the early morning. As your mom is already like in the living room, and you could tell she's so tired, but she did the mom thing where she still wakes up somehow before everybody else. And so, but she does have basically like breakfast burritos and coffee ready to go for you because she knows you're heading out in the morning. So
Perfect. Well, I think I'll probably feel like I would have packed the night before, so my bag, singular, would be by the door already. I head downstairs, already ready to go. Not necessarily expecting my mom to already be like up and awake and seeing me off, but also not surprised that she is up and awake and ready to see me off.
here she's draped in like a kind of like a dark blue like little like shawl as she's just like half asleep, and she has like she's holding like a small like mug of coffee, and just that's the only thing that seems to kind of be keeping her moderately awake.
I think I'd join her for coffee and breakfast. Have I already talked to her about why I was going
You didn't
or
say
where
why.
I was
You just
going?
said you were heading out in the morning. So,
Ah, well,
sweetie, it's oh my god, is it time already?
just about. I have a little bit of spare time. I could sit down for a bit.
Yeah, here. And she goes and stands up, and then she pours you a cup of coffee. Sits next to you again as she hands it to you. How long are you gonna be gone for?
I'm thinking at least two, but gonna be more like 2.5, 3 weeks.
As you say that, she's like, "Well, at least you'll be in Numir this whole time. So better for you to be at least in the same nation." So
Yeah, and I mean I haven't traveled outside of Alcor in Numir for a while, but it'll be with friends, so it'll be good.
good, 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 good. All right, honey, be safe, and I expect to see you in a few weeks. So if anything happens, yawns. Just keep me posted.
Yeah, I'll do what I can.
Clinks mugs with you, finishes it, gives you a kiss on the cheek. She's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed now," and heads upstairs.
I think I'd still kind of just like sit and enjoy my full cup of coffee, and then probably bring a coffee to go too.
Yeah, yeah, you're able to. You can honestly just bring that mug.
Yeah.
And you can see that a lot of the food there is the breakfast food that she had made that's been kind of like wrapped up that you could probably just carry out. But as you go and grab your bag, you notice that the flap is at the very top is like slightly like open, and then as you go, you look inside at the very top. It seems to be like also some like packaged foods and things like
Mm.
that, like some dried foods that you can take on the road.
Cool. I'll re-cinch my bag and head to Val.
Val, you hear kind of like a light knocking at your door, and then after about a minute, another kind of more insistent set of knocking. At some point, you do kind of hear like the door slightly open. Miss Valentina,
Yes.
it's time. Your friends should be arriving soon.
How do you know what time they're arriving?
It's my job too.
I didn't even tell you this.
It's my job too.
Like 5 more minutes.
Torches light up in their room.
Okay, well, I guess not 5 minutes. Okay, good morning. Thank you so much for the wonderful awakening.
Of course. And then Hicks closes the door again. As you grab your stuff, most of the actual, like, even your bag has already been made for you. And so as you go downstairs, you notice that there's like just like a traditional kind of like traveling pack downstairs. And then when Hicks sees you, he just says, the rest of the things are in the carriage with the horses.
The horses.
I didn't know how you guys wanted to travel. So we do have a few horses available. We also can do one horse with one carriage if you feel like that would probably be more efficient for an expedited trip.
I think 1 horse and 1 carriage. You've really outdone yourself, like always. I appreciate this.
Of course. Is there anything else that we can do?
No, but you also don't know where we're going, if anyone asks.
Understood. And so he waits by the door as you kind of grab your bag, and you're also able to head. As you start walking out, that's when you catch Pierce. As you guys are kind of like in this long hallway, it's like incredibly quiet. Usually, like in the castle, there's still like some level of movement during most of the day, but this is like that weird like just right before dawn kind of time frame where this is the most tired everybody is, or the most asleep. And so you guys are able to kind of meet up, and then you guys are able to head downstairs to where the stables are. You guys all reconvene.
Morning.
Well, are
Good
we?
morning.
I think Book is standing by the wrong set of horses. Are we?
There's one that's clearly already like with the carriage, but then there's like other. I mean, that horse specifically. I mean, like the one that's attached, as you guys see, to this carriage. It's like a pretty large, kind of beefy horse because he does have to like pull a
Mhm.
lot. But then, as the ones that Buka's by are like full, like Clydesdale size, just like massive horses.
Whoa, are we? Do we each get our own? Oh my gosh,
No.
Val, this is like it's not even my birthday. How are we gonna? We're gonna take all these horses?
No, but we can get you a horse on your actual birthday. Just we're taking the one attached to the carriage for now. So just 1 horse.
Val, as you said, you already see like an attendant has been like looking at this conversation. Yeah, this is clearly the one horse you're gonna take.
Buka turns slightly disappointedly towards the one horse and the carriage because it's a smaller horse. I mean, it's a big horse, but it's smaller than the other ones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I said, it's still large enough that it would make sense for like the job that it's
Cool.
doing.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Tho
Oh,
those are the show horses. This is our working horse.
the Clydesdales.
they're dancing. Oh my gosh! What Val? What is this horse's name?
His name is Destiny.
Destiny.
Just like snorts at you.
I snort back.
You can speak horse?
I can speak many things, Val.
The horse is just shaking its head.
Try a different
I
dialect.
shake my head back. I start dancing with the horse.
Okay.
So equestrian. The attendant starts leading the horse. So the way that it's set up, there is kind of like the driver seat, but it is almost like an open window. It's just like an open. It's covered, but like you can just immediately physically and just hop in from the front to the back. It's fairly easy to do so. How would you guys like to travel?
Okay, so since I think I have the most experience with being our resident horse girl, I can take the first shift of driving. Buka, would you like to learn how to drive the horse?
I don't know if I will, if I can.
That's okay. We will teach you, and you just sit up here with me, and then Pierce can just snack in the back.
I love that
Okay.
plan. Val, quick question.
Hmm.
Do you think it would be possible that we could pull a second horse? Not necessarily to be pulling the carriage, but just to have one that's not necessarily needed for the carriage so that if we need to, like, one of us ride ahead or to go check something out separate, that the carriage doesn't have to just be
We can
horse.
do that. I'm sure they won't miss another horse.
I mean, they are yours, so
They
kind of.
they Some of them are mine, some of them are apology gifts from my dad, some of them are apology gifts from my dad to my mom. So there's a lot. We say sorry with horses, but yeah, I can go first and ride on. So we have Manifest and then we have Destiny. So I'll take Manifest.
what's, what's the what's the name of the horse that's pulling us?
Destiny's attached to the carriage, so if you want, you have more experience than Buka, so I guess you can teach Buka how to steer the carriage and then still be close to the snacks, and I'll take Destiny because she's my baby. So
Well, and we could just attach her to the carriage for now, so nobody necessarily needs to be on her.
would she go like? Can we do like a second?
Like
What's the
follow,
adapters
like
like for
follow.
the
Yeah, no, like
carriage?
as this conversation's happening, you see the attendant. It's like, no, we can attach both of them, and then
Oh, okay,
Uh,
it'll make
okay,
a lighter load. So I'm sure Destiny wouldn't mind.
okay.
Destiny's like
We
furiously just nodding along.
I think Destiny is on the left because then it's totally wrong and it's Destiny Manifest instead of Manifest.
I go I go up to the attendant and I say, "Do they really apologize with horses?"
I think when Val said that, Pierce is counting the horses.
There's like 14, so many, and then he like as Buka's asking that, and you see Pierce counting. We've honestly we've some of them they've been returned. They've lost count. There's so many. There's so
These
many.
are only the big sorries too. Like the minor things we apologize with Jules, but honestly, we have so many of those. It doesn't really hit the same as an apology kind of and a horse.
Even the smallest one is just like a full stallion, just so buff, so big.
I
That's
pic-
Megan.
I pictured the minor apologies being saddles, and so there's so many more saddles than horses.
I turn to Pierce. Remind me to never do anything wrong to Val. I can't afford an apology.
No, Buka, it's okay. Your words mean so much more than gifts.
Buka, come here. Buka.
Yeah.
So like a loophole I'm thinking is like you get like a horse figurine
Oh,
as a sorry, and like technically
you're right.
you still apologize with a horse.
Yeah. Do you have money for a horse figurine?
Yeah, I could if for
Okay.
some reason you need to say
Okay.
sorry.
Perfect. Okay. thank you.
Guys, I'm not mad at you guys.
Oh,
No one's saying you are.
I start walking towards the carriage. Pierce's wallet. Thanks you.
And you guys kind of head out of the city. As you guys are driving on these streets, kind of going past like these like cobblestone roads, you eventually start making your way out of the actual main gate. And there's like a small, like a slight drizzle happening as it's been overcast the last few hours. And you guys make it out of Alcor officially. Out of the city, it's probably about it's a pretty large distance, about a half mile of like open road. There's not any trees. And so specifically, I think Pierce would probably know. It's very strategic decision to no one can sneak up. That's just like the logistical reason of it. So about for about a half mile, it's just open road and plain. And then you guys are traveling until you finally get to the actual woods outside of Alcor, a series of woods that you guys haven't been together in 5 years, not since your guys' adventures with brother Davin. And so you guys are making your way, and it's at a point now. I'm assuming that Val and Buka are in the driver's seat.
Mhm.
Cool. There is like a small little canopy, but there is still like rain that's kind of been getting on you guys. Nothing excessive. It's been just like a light drizzle. But as you guys enter the woods itself, it's like these massive, large trees that you guys know have been here. You guys have all been part of some level of like history classes when you guys were younger. That these woods have just been here for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so the size and scale of them are just massive. They create these like canopy overhead with like their bows, dark green. But as you guys are kind of entering this season, going into autumn, where you are starting to notice just the slight changing of like the leaves as they are losing some of like their luster. But you guys are traveling. Is Val gonna attempt to teach Buka some horse riding or horse
Teach
driving?
me your horse magic, girl.
Yeah, just so the skill is transferable and I don't have to drive the entire way for my passenger princesses.
I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Buka, and give me an animal handling check. And if I would like, I can give you the help action.
I give
Nah,
you the help action.
help
Do,
me.
do I do anything for that? I forget.
As long as you're in proximity
Okay.
and it's something, I'm gonna rule it also, side note, just for D&D rules. You have to have some level of skill in the thing that you're trying to provide help, because it's really easy, like, to just be like, I give them the help action. It's like, you have no
Mhm.
skill in this. How are you helping?
I have
Like,
plus
It has to make
5.
no, that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. First roll is going to be an 18.
okay,
Okay.
Okay. I'm like, okay. So
okay.
I grab the reins from
Mhm.
Val. So if I just wanted to go straight, I just don't do anything.
Correct. Exactly.
Perfect. That's my
Mhm.
18 roll. Okay. And
He's really good.
Wow, you're really good.
I'm really
Like the
It's my
wow.
favorite thing to
improv
quote. That's my favorite thing to quote. I quote it at work all the time. Wow, she's really good.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jeepers, mister. You're really strong. And that's going to be a 14. So we're going to stick with going straight
Yeah.
Straight for
for a
now.
while. Mm-hmm.
You guys are traveling. You guys are traveling for a few hours at this point, and so there is like a point where like the road actually starts veering to some direction to the left and the right, and Val's able to kind of walk Buka through handling that. Pierce, as you're in the back, there is still the hot food that your mom had prepared that morning, as well as that there is like a seat like in the back part of the carriage itself, so like on opposite ends, and then the rest of it just seems to be filled with like honestly a lot more stuff than you guys probably need. But there is like supplies and food and things like that. So,
I feel like Pierce is a big, obviously not wasteful person, but he doesn't like leftovers. But he just eats it all, so there isn't any. So the hot food definitely he would have finished first,
cool.
depending on how much he took. I think he's probably okay, and he hasn't quite gotten into the snacks yet.
No, and at this point, you guys have been already like in the woods for a while. Val has probably traveled to the lake the most out of anybody in this trio, and so Val, you already know it'll probably take at the pace you guys are moving in probably like 5 days. Like you guys will probably like sometime in the middle, like of that fifth day is probably when you make it. And so you feel like you guys are moving at a pretty decent pace. You guys had measured out about a week. So as you guys kind of wrap up the day, you guys are able to find a place to kind of camp out for the night that still provides enough cover, as it's already kind of stopped raining at this point. It's like the sun is starting to set, not quite set yet. But as you guys set up camp, is there anything you guys would like to do?
Hmm,
Hmm.
I'm scared.
I look at Val. Are you scared of camping outside?
No, just the potential of a hot salad. That's it.
That sounds so good.
No.
I'll get started right away.
No.
I start rummaging through the through the food.
You find a series of just really like a whole thing of vegetables.
Perfect. I start rummaging for some food and I realize we have so much food and Val has so many clothes in the back of this carriage.
I didn't pack.
I'm like, Val, how? I'm looking at like winter clothes and also bathing suits and also formal wear. and tap shoes for some reason. Val, how long are we? Where are we going?
So the winter clothes, it does get chilly, but also the lake has some great beachfront property. So my favorite thing is to take hot water, be by the cold water, so like a little jacuzzi moment, but outside in the cold. Because,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Out of
And
game, just out of game. I really vibe with that.
oh yeah, hot jacuzzi, cold beach, down.
It honestly is a vibe, yeah.
Mhm.
On top of the mountains and the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the tap shoes are just in case and then the formal wear, you can never be underdressed to anything, I think.
Buka thinks back to his one extra change of clothes. I'm severely underpacked. Anyway, so we've got vegetables and more vegetables and also some dried fruits. So I guess fruit salad is off the table, but I could always make some salad. I can cook up some of this is what is this? And Buka holds up what is clearly meat that hasn't been made into sausage form. It's just real meat. Okay. But the tavern only sells ground beef and sausages.
That's what they used to make sausage.
But I didn't bring my meat grinder with me.
I mean, we have one, but also
You brought a meat grinder?
You see in the back, just
I didn't pack. I don't know what he packed, but I'm pretty sure we have that.
Okay.
But
well,
also, you don't need to make sausage right now. I'm not really in a sausage mood.
Oh, okay. Buka pulls the meat out of the meat grinder and starts bringing all the food supplies to where we're building the campfire for the night.
oh yeah. You guys are able to set a small fire. There's like a place for the horse to kind of honestly just graze on the side. There's enough grass. You guys are just it's so much greenery where you guys live. It's again, Numir is a fruitful place. This is a time of plenty. And Numir, in the grand scheme of things in the last 200 years, has had the best. Honestly, they got the best deal out of everybody. Things have kind of worked out the best. For a lot of people, for Numir, probably the best. And so there's enough places, or there's enough like for horses to kind of graze as well as they are released from the carriage itself, as they're able to stay within where you guys are, but you guys are able to kind of prep up for the night. Is there anything else you guys would like to do for this evening?
Let's brush up the horses and give them some carrots. Or like something substantial that's not just grass.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
more than enough carrots and things like that.
Buka starts brushing Manifest and realizes that you're supposed to use a brush, but is just using his claw-like fingers instead. Is this good? And I look at Manifest because I speak horse.
He just nods. Is good.
Nice.
I think tabaxi should be horse handlers. I should tell my parents that when we get back. Built-in comb.
Nice, right? I lean towards Pierce. Do you think I'm gonna have a job at Val's stable when I get back?
I mean, if you wanted a job at Val's stable, you could probably get a job at Val's stable.
I could just scratch horses all day.
Would you want to do that instead of working at the bar?
Buka sneezes. I think I'm allergic to horse.
Nose so stuffy.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do this for very long.
You don't have to do that, Buka. It's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go back by the fire.
You go back by the fire. As you guys kind of settle in for the night, I mean, realistically, I think in kind of order of operations, Val doesn't really sleep outside. And so, but your bedroll is so nice. Literally so nice. And it's got enough plush that like, there is kind of like it's not quite like an inflated bed, but there is like enough cushion where you're like, what is the ground? For Buka, I'm assuming, I mean, Buka's been in kind of some weird spots, but also, I mean, Buka does have a roof over his head 99.9% of the time. So, and then you have Pierce, who's in random active war zone sometimes, but apples and oranges, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But either way, like for all three of you guys, like as you guys are crowded around this fire, you guys do feel like kind of like a sense of like it is pretty like peaceful. Like you guys are still close enough to Alcor that there's not anything really like dangerous like in these woods. Like you hear the occasional story of like a random bear that might have been found, but even then it's so few and far in between that you guys feel pretty comfortable and you guys are able to rest out for the night. The next morning, you guys are able to pack everything up. The horses are looking ready to go, especially since they got to sleep in a little bit more than they did the night before. And you guys are on your way. So, is there anything that you guys would like to do in these few days of travel?
I think Buko would just spend some time whittling his scabbard and practicing some sword skills, playing some music, writing some songs, practicing letters, all in the air, of course, because he didn't bring any of his writing supplies. So I'm air spelling things as I'm thinking of lyrics.
Did you need a quill and some paper?
Oh no. That'll be okay. I think leaving these words on this path behind us will help guide us back.
You guys travel for a few days. As you guys are getting to day 5, so it's early in the morning, and you know that you guys will probably be getting to at least the southern part of Lake Elder in probably the next couple hours, probably sometime around like lunchtime for you guys, which is perfect because Val, you remember that this place has some like pretty good food, but you haven't been to Ravenford in a while. So, but everyone, if you guys want to go ahead and give me history checks.
Ooh, history checks. That's a 15.
Got a 1.
Oh,
Nice.
Not a nat 1, but a 1.
a
Ooh.
3 minus 2 or a 2 minus
No,
1?
a 2 minus 1.
It's only minus
We don't
1
like
then.
history.
Ah.
People tell me history, and then I'm just,
That's
what?
funny. I got a 14.
With a 14 and a 15, I will allow Pierce and Buka to tell me something about this town.
Ravensford?
Ravenford, yeah. Ravenford.
Mm,
I
Ravenford.
slept through it every time we made the
Ravenford.
drive.
Oh, yeah. And then location-wise, Ravenford is how far away from the lake? About?
It's at the
It
at
is
the-
the lake town, I
It is
think.
right. Perfect.
yeah. As far as what you guys do know about the lake, just with 15 history check, it is like a fairly nice, like kind of like town. It is like a fishing town, but it is a little bit more like well kept because Ravenford ends up being probably like one of the first spots that people coming from Alcor end up visiting. So there are a little bit more, I don't want to say touristy, but it is more kind of like a destination spot when people want to come and like visit the lake. So
Perfect. I'm
Mhm.
thinking it's very theme park-esque. It is very lake town.
okay.
And as we're coming up to the entrance of Ravenford, it is carved oak pillars standing tall and a big old wooden banner across the top in an arch that says Ravenford, your home away from home. Please mind the barracudas.
I love that. Pierce, go ahead.
I think I mean, you said it's like a pretty like I feel like just well off town because it's such a touristy spot or like travel spot. So I picture the food and like restaurants being really good, but specifically, I think I want my favorite restaurant that I have ever been to be here.
Okay.
Do they serve barracuda tacos?
Wait, I know I can't give into the history because I slept
Yeah.
through this town and it doesn't match Val's vibe.
I
Can there
slept
be
through-
like a big? It's just too touristy and not in my family's interest. But can there be like a big fish that people like get their portraits taken of?
Oh, like a hanging one?
Yeah, like a really
Oh,
big fake
100
fish.
100%. This is the barracuda, okay? This is the barracuda that at some point has just been like replaced like magically just cuz obviously a hanging fish for such a long time would be just disgusting. The trees are starting to clear out a little bit as you guys are getting closer to the water. Also, you guys haven't been here in a while. Lake Elder is pretty massively sized. Not quite like the equivalent, like not quite like a Great Lakes kind of situation, but we'll say like a Lake Tahoe situation. You guys are going to Lake Tahoe
Tahoe
because
Green.
because also like in my head, like size wise, like that's kind of like the equivalent of where you guys are headed
Hmm.
off to. So, but you guys are still, maybe like 6 hours away as you guys pack up for the morning. And at this point, like you guys have started to feel like cold wind kind of coming from the direction of the lake, as it's just that time of the year. And then the lake is large enough that you do know that like there's a lot of just wind that kind of passes through it. So is there anything you guys would like to do this early morning as you guys are on this kind of like last leg of the journey?
Mm.
We still haven't made it to Ravenford yet.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
yeah, you guys are still about like 6 hours away.
I think Val is in the back sleeping because she has finally taught both of them, or taught Buka enough where she can trust him with the horses. And also Pierce is supervising.
Yeah. Buka is sitting up front, driving Destiny and Manifest. And we're coming up on a turn. So I gently put the reins down and I go and get Pierce so he can make sure that we turn correctly.
I
Pierce,
feel like I'm probably already sitting up there.
oh, so
if
I
I'm
slowly hand the reins over to Pierce. I think I have to stretch my legs.
I take the reins and don't even think twice. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Buka doesn't move. He keeps sitting there and he's watching Pierce as he makes the turn.
As you guys are turning the corner, anyone who's awake, go ahead and give me perception checks.
I perceive nothing.
I'm sleepy.
My God,
I got a
It's
9.
sleepy
I'm
time.
I'm watching Pierce.
I see everything. I got that.
For once.
I got another nat 20.
As you perfect with a
Well,
nat 20.
for a total of 20.
Oh, perfect. Lovely. Love that.
That changes everything.
Wait, for a total how much?
20.
You see nothing.
On the die. On the die. On the
No,
die.
you see nothing, sir. You see nothing. No, nat 20 is a great roll. As you are turning the corner, it is pretty like a long stretch of road ahead of you. And you immediately you hear it before you see it, but you start to hear like the sound of an animal almost like crying or screeching, and the growling animals, like large, like loud growling. And as you start to put it, not quite in the middle of the road, off to the side, you do see these 3 massive dire wolves, probably standing for Buka and for Pierce, probably standing about like chest height to you guys. Large animals. As you see, 3 of them are attacking like a small kind of like rodent, and you see that one of them grabs like this like small animal like from the like in its mouth and tosses it to the side across like the road. This is probably 80 feet ahead of you as you guys immediately round the corner.
The rodent is now on the left side of the road,
Correct.
and the wolves are still on the right.
Yes, so this is happening like kind of like in bullet time as you hear it, you guys round the corner, and then about 80 feet ahead of you, you like see that.
I think I'd whip the reins to get the horses to pick up the pace so we can catch up to what's happening.
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Nice.
I'm sleeping. Do I have initiative?
Yes, you do. What did Al got?
An 18.
What did Pierce get?
16.
And then Buka?
15.
Ooh, that's cute. You guys are all next to each other.
Yeah.
And then since currently Pierce is driving, I will allow the horses to go on Pierce's initiative.
Yes.
Just for the sake of simplicity. And then very cool. First up is Val. Val, you do hear this immediate, like you kind of get jolted, and then you're able to peek over, and then you see that you basically see what it is that the other 2 are seeing. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Can I shoot my bow through the window thing?
100%. What's your range with your bow?
So it says 150 and then in parentheses 600.
Okay, then yeah, you can 100%. What that ends up just meaning is anything that's above like 600 is the feet is like the maximum range, which is a
Mm-hmm.
lot, obviously. Anything that's 150 feet or below, you can shoot normally. Anything that's between 150 to 600, you can still hit, but you're rolling with disadvantage. That's all it
Oh,
means.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm just gonna click the button because it's easier.
Go for it.
Ooh. 23. 23 to hit.
23 to hit, lovely.
Yeah.
And then how much damage?
8.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
As you Pierce, this is all happening like in bullet time. As you go, some primal part. Also, I think at this point, Val is starting to go through all the training that fell, kind of like the groundskeeper when he had walked you through it. You start going through like, oh damn it, it's another, and then you are able to react really, really quickly. You're able to grab your bow and you end up hitting like on the side one of these massive wolves as it turns to look at you guys, still some distance away, and it's just like frothing at the mouth. As it like this first one notices you, the other two seem to be fully focused on the small creature that they're attacking. That is going to be Pierce with Buka on deck.
Perfect. Have we now, I'm assuming, caught up to where they're at? Or are we still like
You're still
no
80 feet away. But you can also use the horse's
horses
movement.
moving, which is
Their speed is 50 feet.
I think I'd pull the reins to stop as the horses are in between the rodent and the
Do you
two
want to like
wolves still
if
focused on the rodent.
yeah, I was gonna say if you want, you can actually because you have enough meat because you also don't have to use the full 50 plus of it, but you can kind of position yourself so either the horse is in between or the carriage is between.
Yeah, I think I would have tried. I mean, it probably wouldn't have been enough to fully do it, but try to do kind of a left and then right so that the horses are more facing the wolves rather than just like to the
Almost like a
straight
it's kind of
side.
almost like a crescent moon kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah, perfect. I
like
love it.
turn just so they're more facing the wolves to be a little bit scarier for the wolves since they are bigger. As we stop, then I would jump off the carriage, and I'm gonna enter rage.
Ooh,
Hey, Angie.
he's mad.
So I'll enter rage as I jump out of the carriage, landing in front. How I guess how far were the wolves away from the rodent at this point? So how close are we to them?
About 15 feet. It was like the full stretch, like diagonally of the road. So if you're stopping in the middle, they're 10 feet away or 5 feet away.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna jump out and then at the wolf closest to me, take a swing with my longsword.
The one that's closest to you will be the one, just because the way that you positioned yourself, will be the one that was furthest away originally. If that makes sense.
Okay, cool. 14 to hit.
14 just hits.
Nice. Doo-doo. And I am going to take a two-handed swing.
Go for it.
Oh, nice. Plus 3 is for a 12 damage.
12 damage. Hell yeah. As you go, what does it look like as you go take the shot?
I think not that I'm necessarily like a big nature guy, but I don't necessarily want to kill the wolves. So I'd be going for like a the biggest bulky part of the wolf to hit it kind of in the body,
Yeah.
and more trying to scare them away than to like really harm them.
Cool. You go and it takes a huge gash and it just kind of like starts snarling and biting at you. Very cool. Anything else that's action and bonus action, I believe, from PS?
No, because my bonus action was rage, so
Very cool.
I'm done.
Sounds good. That is going to be Buka.
I think Buka is stunned to see the maneuver that just happened because Pierce was going normal speed and then went double speed, then broke and also drifted a cart somehow. We're not going to talk about that, but he gonna gather. Oh my god. Okay. So, wait. Val, what are we doing? Are we killing these wolves?
We're helping out an animal, a rodent.
A rodent. A rodent? There's I don't. And then Buka jumps on top of Destiny and stands on Destiny's back and tries to like wave. I wave my arms like back, back, and I unsheath my sword and I like whistle my sheath around with all the like carved holes that I have in it, so it kind of makes a whistling sound as I swing it above my head.
Are you trying to intimidate these animals?
Unfortunately, yes.
Go ahead and make intimidation roll.
Oh man.
Ra, don't do anything.
You're
Stop it.
a
Leave her alone.
you're a jack of all trades, right? Or is it something
Graham.
called something else?
It's called, I think it's called something else, but yeah, that is
Book
gonna
of
be
all trades.
that's gonna be an
Of
8.
all
I
trades.
think the wolves can hear my voice shaking.
Yeah, you also notice as you're doing this, and then part of it trying to like intimidate them away as they've already been like hit twice, and then you're doing this. But I think there's also that part of it where you can just see there's still that like level of bloodlust almost in them as they're trying to like, attack this animal. And so they like, notice you, but it just you're like one more thing to bite at rather than
Mhm.
like an intimidating.
Awesome. So I'm gonna realize that my intimidation is not working, and I'm just gonna look at Pierce and say, "You got this." And I'm gonna keep whistling my sheath, my scabbard above my head, and waving my rapier. Get away! Get back! And I'm gonna try to just protect the horses from the wolf if I can.
Okay.
And I want to give Pierce bardic inspiration.
Hell yeah. It's a D6, I believe.
It's a D6, yes.
Nice.
You get an inspiration die, 1d6 for 10 minutes that you can add to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. It can be added after the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
2 of them are going to go for Pierce because he's closer, and then the third one is going to go for Buka. First one does for Pierce does a 24 hit.
Dang. These guys are precise.
And then second one is going to take a bite at you as well. This one only for a 11 to hit.
11 misses.
You are going to take 9 points of piercing damage, and then I need you to roll me a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Why is it? There we go. I'm also resistant to piercing at the moment because I'm in rage.
For 5 points of piercing.
Nice. And I get advantage on, you said strength checks or saving?
Strength saving throw.
Cool. I still get advantage.
Hell
But-
yeah. DC 13.
I got another nat 20 for a
He can't-
25.
He's rolling hot, you guys. He's rolling hot. You see that at some point, like when it takes a bite at you, as it goes, you're able to kind of hit it to the side. The other one goes and takes a bite at you. And at this point, like your rage is just going, so you're able to, it's not going as deep as it wants to, but you could tell there's like a point where like it's trying to use like the actual momentum to try to knock you on the ground, but you're able to stand your ground. The third one is going to go take a bite at Buka for a 17 to hit.
Yeah,
And Buka, you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage
perfect.
as it goes and takes a bite at your leg.
Can I, as a reaction, try to yell back at the wolves? Just try to scare/intimidate them? So
We
they
can
try to
back on your
attack me?
turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll allow it as like a free action before you start doing
Okay.
stuff to like try and do like another intimidation as you guys.
Okay. I was
That
going to say, I'll use it as a reaction if I needed to, but
Cool.
that's fine.
No, yeah, no, it'll just be back on your turn. Lovely. And then that is going to be Val.
Where is the rodent, like, in comparison to where I am? And would I be able to reach said rodent if I hopped through the window?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
You see that it's probably about like 5 feet away to the right.
Mm-hmm. And then would I be able to grab rodent and bring it back through the window into the...
How much mode? I'm gonna count you getting out of there as
Mhm.
difficult terrain. What's your movement?
30.
I'll say that with that, you can grab him and you can start making your way back. But you wouldn't be able to like get back in the carriage quite just yet.
Okay, let's do that. Start making our way back, and then could I use Hail of Thorns on the wolves that wouldn't damage to Pierce because he's like near.
Are you gonna put down this rodent?
Yes.
Mm,
Like close to the carriage? If I'm holding him, I would lose
Hey,
concentration, right?
throw him.
You wouldn't lose
Throw this
concentration,
rodent.
but I mean,
Mhm.
pulling on a
Can I?
boat.
Okay, let's just throw
Awesome.
him in onto the carriage, like through the window, like a football. Just
Go ahead and
Oh,
make.
miss.
Go
I
ahead
have
and make.
animal handling.
That's not even what
That's
this is
awesome.
gonna be.
No, I love that. I love that. Make an athletics check for me.
You who said throw?
You're trying to throw a rodent like a football. Don't look at me like I'm the bad guy in it.
I would have gone rugby.
What's
So
the
you could
what? I'm a
underhand them.
ball.
So you can underhand them as opposed
Whatever.
to just overhand. It's so bad.
I
What
got
is
a
it?
7.
You're able to do it.
Oh no. It's
Ah.
worse.
Now he's just in there.
Yeah, you throw him in there.
Taking damage. There's no
Yeah,
Amazing.
he did for sure.
Did
won't
he
know.
take them? No.
We won't. We won't know. We won't know until it's the rodent's turn. But
He's
for
looking
sure,
fine. He looks
We're
fine.
fine.
dead.
It's totally
How
fine.
can you tell?
You can't. You throw him away.
Through the window.
I just want to end my turn now. Thank you.
Do you want to end your turn?
Yeah. In
Okay.
shame.
Lovely.
Roll the
You hear like a thunk as the rodent makes its way through the small window at the front of the carriage.
And then instead of
Uh,
using your bow, you just head towards the rodent because now you're concerned.
You heard like a thunk and it didn't really fill you with a lot of confidence. But that is going to be Pierce.
Sick.
Oh man.
Right. So then I do want to roll for intimidation. I think after one of the wolves missed me, and then the other did hit me, but obviously it didn't really like hurt that bad, and I want to make it known.
I will ask Pierce, would you want to do it before or after you attack? They look fine.
Yeah.
Like they're looking hurt, but like they're not.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a swing at the other one that I haven't hit yet before I do that.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
Another two-handed swing for 12 damage again.
Oh, 12 damage. That one is starting to look hurt.
Did the first one start looking hurt, or because
It looked like it got hurt, but this one is like looks out of the three of them now looks like it's in shape. As you get like part of its leg, and you could tell it's like on it kind of gingerly, and so as like blood is starting to kind of like trickle down its fur a little bit. Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
just for the visual, Pierce is gonna go for like, because I'm already like in like a fighting stance, kind of like try to look like a bear, arms all the way out, but like sword in one hand, and
Yeah.
yelling at these.
Oh, so
wolves.
basically what Buka's doing?
But just better.
You're on a horse.
Buka.
What's scarier than a bear on a horse?
I'm
A
also gonna
tabaxi
use.
on a horse making a whistling noise.
I'm also gonna use my bardic.
Yeah, use it.
Nice.
Wish it a little bit better on that, but my intimidation. So 22.
22. The one that you just went for, you can see it starts to like back away, and it's still like growling and snapping at you, and it's making eye contact with you, and there's a point where like its like fur is like bristled, and then at some point it just turns and runs. Only that one does, but one of the wolves does peace out.
Nice.
Very cool. Any bonus actions from Pierce?
No. I'm gonna stick to right where I am, since I'm pretty much in between. Just keeping the wolf's attention.
Cool. Sounds good. That is gonna be Buka.
Perfect. I think I get bit. I go, ow. And I like I want to kind of hiss at the one that bit me.
Mhm.
But I want to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
want when Buka hisses, everybody just hears. But in the ears of the wolf, it sounds super scary, like a roar.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. You need to roll a Wisdom save. 13.
Hell yeah. Surprisingly, not that wise.
That's what
Wisdom.
we're hoping for.
Are they intelligent though?
Well, it's a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Total of 9.
Yeah. So, I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. On a
Ooh.
failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must
Oh my
immediately
God.
use
Oh my
its
Jesus.
reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Took a bite at you, right?
Yeah, that's the one that took a bite at me.
Cool. Go for it.
3d6. I'm just gonna roll on the clickety clack. Oh, nice. 12 damage.
12 damage. It is looking very hurt.
And it must use its reaction to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
It uses its movement. Wow, they have crazy movement. It
What
moves
is it?
50 feet away.
Same as the horse.
Here's the question.
This is a massive wolf, okay?
Here's
Yeah.
a question. If it was in melee range and it has to use its reaction to move away from me, can I use my reaction for an opportunity attack?
I will allow it.
Oh. I swipe at it out of pettiness with my rapier.
I will allow Pierce to do the same if he wants to.
Yes.
Is this the one that? This is not the one that was attacking me, right?
No, this is the one that was attacking Uka.
Nice.
So it's not that far away from you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you can go.
You don't have to take it.
No, I think Pierce is gonna choose not to, because like he kind of said earlier, he doesn't necessarily want to kill the wolves. He just wants them to leave.
Buka also chooses not to.
Well, your action is used regardless.
Yeah. Yep.
We're gonna say it's below a 14.
I'm gonna say it's I'm gonna say Buka falls off the horse swinging his rapier at this wolf.
Love it.
I rolled a 1.
1. I will allow you to land on your feet because you are a tabaxi,
Okay, perfect.
but you definitely fall off the horse.
Yeah.
Try to play it off like you were just jumping at him.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But it moves 50 feet away. That's crazy. Very cool. Any bonus actions from Buka?
Bonus actions. Oh man.
Note to self:
Should I-
don't try to run away from a wolf.
Yeah.
Don't
no,
throw a rodent like a football.
For my bonus action, I would like to throw my hands up for the pass to catch the rodent. Through
The rodent's in the.
As you go, you're like, I got it. Boom.
I would like to look back and make sure there is no flag on the play for pass interference. And no, bonus action, I got nothing for you right now.
Okay.
I think my bonus action, I'm gonna stare at this next wolf and
Hell yeah.
That has no idea
Lick-
why
and lick-
that other wolf just ran away from you.
yeah, I'm gonna lick my lips.
You know what? I will roll because now it's alone. But both of them weren't killed. They ran away.
Mhm.
I'm gonna roll kind of like a little wisdom save.
Wisdom save 25.
No, but it does roll fairly well.
20.
It rolls a 17. So
Dang.
it's still it's like you could tell there's like more of like a panic in its eyes at this point, and is gonna take a swipe at Pierce for a 17 to hit.
Barely.
Barely.
Marlin.
For 6 points of damage, halved to 3
Cool.
as it goes. You start to like sense kind of like this like panic happening. That is going to be Val with Pierce on deck.
There's only one wolf left. Let's take a shot at the wolf with my bow.
Love it.
I'll
And
quickly
then
forget about the rodent. It's
no,
great.
don't worry. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Toss aside like
Does a
yesterday.
12 hit?
A 12 does
Not
not.
a 12. It's
Did
a
you roll a-
20.
Oh, sorry. A 20. Does a 20 hit?
A 20 does hit.
Perfect.
We are learning.
Keep rolling
I'm
on
learning.
the screen so I can keep seeing your numbers.
I love it.
It's an
20 does hit.
Perfect. 8 for the damage. Sorry, I'm sad about the road.
Is it 8 damage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Val, how do you want to do this?
I don't really care. It's one of the sloppiest shots I've ever taken. I take it and then I rush to the like little seat of the carriage and peek my head over the window.
As you go, arrow right in the neck as it was biting at Pierce, and there's like a point where Pierce lifts his arm up to get him off and just shot to the neck as you feel this wolf just collapse next to you, Pierce.
The
And then
rodent. Okay.
with that, we are out of initiative. Obviously, Pierce and Book are in the physical, just like midst of this combat. Val, do you go jump in the back?
Yes.
You can. I mean, you can go through the window. You can also just go through the back of the carriage. That would probably
Let's go through the window. I'm already here.
okay. You go and you check, and you see that this rodent is just like on its side, not moving.
I'm so sad. Can I like poke it and like shake it and be hello?
I look at Pierce and just say, "What was all this about? Why are we? What happened with these wolves?"
I mean, I just saw it attacking something, or I don't know. My gut reaction was to get in between it, but
What was it attacking?
As you ask that, Val, you are poking at this light brown fur, probably maybe like 1.5 feet in height total. And then as you go and poke it, it doesn't move. You poke it again, and it starts to move a little bit, and then it turns around and faces you. And at this point, where are Buka and Pierce?
We're hanging out in front of the horses.
yeah,
Okay.
I would have.
You're just
I
like
was gonna.
outside.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna approach the wolf that just got like put down.
Cool. We'll get to that in a second. As you go and it turns to look at you, tiny little like mouse face, very like soft features. You could tell there's blood dried and matted on its fur, and looks at you and just says, "You saved my life, man."